Hello, my name is Mike Riley. I am looking for top sealed system techs, appliance repair, sealed system techs, full line, nationwide, as a matter of fact, worldwide, to work with me in restoring SubZero refrigerators, 20, 30 years old, as old as they are. Newer ones as well, if we run into that. But the emphasis is on the older units, R12, R134a, and I have a free training, so you don't have to know everything about seal systems. In fact, if you haven't learned the bad habits, it would be best. One of the biggest problems that we're having right now is that we've got 30 years of technicians that have learned something that's absolutely false, and that is that you can't convert R12 to 134a. You can't put R134a Freon in with an R12 compressor and R12 oil. Of course you can't. Anybody with any brain cells knows that. Common sense would tell you that. But it's been turned into you can't convert it to 134a. The system. You can. You have to get rid of the R12 compressor and the R12 oil, which is inside the R12 compressor. So when you take the 12 compressor out, the oil goes with it. There's traces of it, very small traces of it. It doesn't pool in the evaporator and stuff like it does in potentially in cars and whatever. And even in cars, they've done billions and billions of retrofit R12 to 134a conversions since 1996. It started in 1991 when R12 was banned in 1996. So 30 years they've been doing retrofit R12 to 134a conversions in cars successfully, no issues. But there is pooling of the oil that you have to worry about a little bit more in cars. But you don't have to worry about that in the refrigerators. It doesn't happen. Because if it pools in the evaporator on a refrigerator, the Freon's not going to get through there and it's not going to cool. So only slight traces of oil travel with the Freon and goes back to the compressor and stays in the compressor. So anything that might be in the lines that may be a concern for these techs that think, oh, there's going to be oil in there still. There's not. Because all you're going to do is blow the lines out after you take the R12 compressor out with the bad oil in it, and blow the lines out and evacuate it, which will take out all the rest of the contaminants, including any traces of oil, and put a dryer on it. And it's an absolutely clean system. I've been doing these conversions, R12 to 134a, from the beginning, with zero issues. So there's a lot of pushback, also as well as the Freon. EPA approved hot shot and some blendeds to work as you could plug them into R12 systems. That's not a repair. That's a service. That's a service plug-in to just keep it running. It's not efficient. As people say that it is. It's not. A compressor is designed by the engineerings, is designed to work with a specific Freon at its optimum efficiency. And that's how they designed the compressor, to work with a certain Freon. That was R12. So R12 not being put in the system, but something else being put in, it's not going to compress the Freon like it would R12. So it's not going to be as efficient because it's not designed for the other refrigerant that you're putting in there, hot shot or blendeds or whatever. Okay, so let's get over this hump here of the resistance. The guys that are against and continue with this R12 can't be converted to 134a have never done it. So stop adding to the confusion, all you people that haven't done it before. Do it once and you'll realize that you're wrong. Okay? You have to put an R134a compressor in the system. one of the things that I understand, that if you're not that knowledgeable engineering-wise, which I am, being a graduated engineer from Arizona State University, but also being a service company in full-line tech of over 40 years, is that the systems work most efficient with the proper compressor that was designed for the proper freon. But the rest of the system, people may think that there's a difference in the evaporator, a difference in the heat exchanger. Something's different in the system other than the compressor for 12 R12 systems, and then for 134a. There's nothing different. Nothing different. Zero. The evaporator's the same, heat exchanger's the same, everything's the same. The dryer, the condenser, everything's the same. Okay? There's no difference. The only difference is the compressor. R12 compressor with a bad oil that's not compatible with 134a gets removed. And you put in the new compressor with 134a compressor with the 134a oil. Blow out the lines, evacuate it, recharge it with 134a. And it is designed to compress 134a because it's designed for it. It was made for that. And it's more efficient, as well as it uses less electricity, because the newer compressors, our 134a compressors, are more energy efficient as well. Okay, so you're doing the customer a big service by converting that system. It's almost like they just got a refrigerator that came off the assembly line today. Because you're going to replace the whole restoration kit, which is a compressor, evaporator, heat exchanger, and dryer. The condenser never needs to be replaced because it's steel. It never gets holes in it, as you all know. It's not going to corrode unless you shot a bullet through it or something, or physically cut it. The condenser is never an issue. So what I need for techs to do is to work with me nationwide, actually worldwide, and get these older units repaired. SubZero is on a campaign of forcing and telling customers. Every day I have several customers call me and say, yeah, I had SubZero authorized out, and they one this morning. They put Freon in it and didn't fix the leak, and said they could only do it once legally, and then I have to buy a new refrigerator. Well, first of all, that's not a repair, SubZero. You don't put Freon in knowing there's a leak in the system. That loophole is only to get somebody by to do a repair. You don't do that as a repair. So SubZero, you're violating the law. You need to stop telling customers and doing this with customers to make money off them, and then tell them to buy a new one. You can't do that. The loophole is to allow it to get by so they won't lose food, so you can actually get the parts and repair the leak in the system, and then recharge it and get it back to normal. But if you have a leak in the system, you don't just put Freon in it. Okay, guys that are doing that, and there's a lot of guys that do that, make $200-300, and they know it's going to leak out, and they're not honest with the customer. Do the repair. I mean, you can make $1,200 on the labor. It's a big job, and it saves them $10,000 to $18,000 on a refrigerator, and even more than that with the new units are smaller or different size, I'm going to say it that way, than the older units, so they have to redo their cabinets. So now they got a remodeling job to do, and the panels on the doors have to be redone. And this lady this morning was telling me, yeah, they said the panels could be put on the new refrigerator. No, they can't, because they're the wrong size. And so when it gets down to it, they're going to sell her an $18,000 refrigerator, bring it out there, and then say, oh, no, yeah, that guy was wrong. We've all heard that story. Yeah, you can't do that. I don't know why he told you that. No, we have to, it's going to be $2,000, $2,500 for new panels. And that's what she's going to end up dealing with. So he lies to her up front, SubZero authorized service tech, and tells her the wrong information anyways, and actually does the repair, doesn't even do the proper repair. He puts Freon in it and charges her for it with a leak, knowingly know there's a leak in it. You can't do that. It's part of the law. So I need to get top techs out here, full-line techs, that know what they're doing with brazing and such. These units are easy to pull out. They're easy to manipulate. They have big rollers. They move easily. It's about a 4, 6, 8 hour, maybe 10-hour job to do the whole restoration kit. So it's a full day, but you can make $1,200 in a day. Who doesn't want that? And it's not hard work because the units move easily. And you're in a cool environment in the house. So you have to be open to getting rid of that old lie and misunderstanding about R12 to 134a. I've already explained it. I'll explain it over and over again for you, make it even clearer for you. But they've been doing it on cars for billions of cars for 30 years, and myself and many other technicians that had common sense and understood what they actually meant by you can't convert to 134a, you can't put R134a in a 12 compressor system. That's what they meant. But everybody misunderstood it and turned it into you can't convert it to a 134a system. Yes, you can. You just have to get the R12 compressor out of there with the R12 oil. Blow it out, put the R134a compressor in with the new oil, evacuate it and recharge it. And you've got a brand new system, just like it's coming off the assembly floor today, okay? So contact me. I've got free training. We do it by Zoom or whatever it takes. It's free training. And guaranteed, what I will do also is refer you service calls free. When customers contact me about parts and doing restoration, then I'm a manufacturer of the evaporators as well. So I'm not only a manufacturer, but I'm a service company and a full-line tech. And I also have a training school I've had for about 10 years. I have techs come in all over the world to train. So I will give you, when they contact me to buy parts and do the restoration kit, I supply the restoration kit to the customer and sell it to them. I warranty the restoration kit, all the parts, so you don't have to worry about that, okay? All you're going to do is go in. It's almost like a warranty call that you're doing for a manufacturer. You're going to go in, but you're going to collect labor. So you're going to make $800, $1,200, whatever it is, on the service, on the repair. And you need to be open to letting me walk you through. The liability will be back on me. So this will be the first time in your life that you said, okay, you know what? It's on him. I'm going to go ahead and do it his way and see if it works. And convert it from R12 to 134a. It'll be on me with the customer. Okay? Because I know it will work because I've done thousands of them personally. Okay? There's no issues. 0 issues. No sludge. None of this garbage that they've been talking about wrongly for 30 years. Okay? So, I want open-minded people that are not going to rip the customer off. Let's do a service for the customer. Let's take care of them like they need to be taken care of, because there's no reason why they need to be ripped off at $10,000 to $18,000 and told by SubZero that you can't fix that refrigerator, because that's absolute lie. It's a lie. You can fix the refrigerator, and it's cheaper, much cheaper to fix the refrigerator, and they're a better quality refrigerator than these new electronic ones, and it's going to have a energy efficient compressor in it, just like the new ones, and it'll last another 10, 20 years for them. And I also have a complete restoration because there's so very few parts on the older SubZeros because they're not all electronic. The operational parts are the thermostat, the condenser fan motor, evaporator fan motors, one in each refrigerator and freezer, the gaskets, defrost control. That's basically it. There's like 6 operational parts in these refrigerators. And on these new ones, you got all kinds of sensors, electronics, everything else. And the life expectancy on the new ones are about 8 to 10 years. Because the computer's going to go out or electronics or whatever. And the other thing that's been happening is SubZero's been making these parts not available after so many years on these newer units. So then they can't fix it. Then they got to buy a new one 10 years after they bought it. Where this older one, they're mostly almost always in beautiful shape. And they match their cabinets. And they just don't want to get a new unit. And these things will last about 10 to 20 years. Because there's very few parts in them. And there's no electronics. Everybody knows how the electronics are an issue. A huge issue. Especially to electrical storms, everything else. The old mechanical parts, they don't have those issues. Okay? And there's very few parts in the older units. So, get a hold of me. I not only have free training for you, and I will also refer you jobs of customers that buy the restoration kits from me and need a service company in their local area. That's where you fit in. I contact you. You contact the customer. You give them a labor quote. You get back to me, and customer orders the parts from me. When you've talked to them and they've agreed to go ahead and do the repair, I ship the parts out to them. You don't have to worry about the parts. You don't have to worry about carrying them out. They're going to be at the customer's home when you show up, and you'll be ready to go and get the job done and make $800, $1,200, $1,600 if it's both systems, you know, because you're gonna. I'm gonna ask that you give them a discounted rate if you're already there and you're doing both systems. Don't go charging them double like you would if you came out twice. Please. Don't get greedy. Otherwise, I'll go to somebody else. You're already there. You already got your torches out. You already got everything right there. Compressor's sitting right next to it. Just do the other system also and give them a discounted rate on the second unit, refrigerator and freezer. Okay? So, I mean, $1,600 for refrigerator and freezer, restoration kit on both compressors, both evaporators, both heat exchangers, and both dryers. That's a good amount of money. And there's a lot of work. Granted, there's a lot of work involved. But it's a fair labor rate, $1,200, $600, $1,600 to do that job. As opposed to zero money of not getting the call at all. Okay? So, there's a lot of these units out there. People don't want to, and they're contacting me constantly about finding somebody in their local area. So I need techs out here, the top techs. Not these rip-off guys, and there's a lot of you out there. You know who you are. Don't even contact me. Because I know you guys in a second. When one word out of your mouth, I know who you are. Okay, I've been doing this too long. Just don't contact me. We need to take care of the customer. That's what this is all about. It's not about ripping them off like some of these guys do, and then change their company name 2 weeks later because nobody likes them anymore. Okay, I want reputable people that companies and servicers that know what they're doing, are licensed in their area if it's necessary, and will take care of these customers properly. So, free. If you have any questions about doing it, how to do it, don't worry about it. I'm going to walk you through it. Okay, that's what I mean, free training. And I'm not one to really tell you what to do or anything. I just walk you through it. I'm very good at training. So, tech to tech. I'm not going to talk down to you or anything like that. I just want to get guys up to speed. If you have never done it, I understand the apprehension, but I'm telling you right now, there's no reason for the apprehension. It works perfectly, and there are zero issues. So that's why it's unfortunate you've never tried it. And that's why you continue to just repeat what you've heard. You can't do that because you never have tried it. Because if you have tried it, you wouldn't be saying that anymore. You'd be like, wow, I got all these 12 systems out here I can fix and make a ton of money off. Okay? And as a service company, that's a good thing. We can relive these, and people are all about recycling, so let's keep these units out there. Okay? And get these customers so they don't have to spend $30,000 for a refrigerator and remodeling and everything else. And you make a good amount of money every day. I mean, that's $1,200 a day, $4,800 for 4 days, you know, $6,000 a week, 5 days. It's unbelievable. It's $24,000 a month just doing these systems. That's one call a day. Okay? And I know you guys struggle and try to make $200-$300 a call and do as many calls as you can, drive all over the place. I'm talking about one call a day in one place. And you pay $800 to $1,600. Okay, so get a hold of me. Let's make this happen. Forget about what you believed, and you can have apprehension. That's fine. But once we go through it and you do it, you're going to see, wow, I could have been making a lot of money all over these years, especially if you're an older person and haven't done it. So, contact me. My main website for just the restorations is RestoreYourSubZero.com. I have contact information on there. You can contact me directly. Best to contact me by email. And my other site that I sell all SubZero parts on is Refrigerator Part Replacements.com. Refrigerator Part Replacements.com. And my contact information on there as well. Okay, so free training, free service calls, and $800 to $1,600 a day in earnings. And all you have to do is just do your job, do the repair, and collect the labor. You got no warranty on the parts. That's on me. Okay? And I'll back you up. Okay, contact me as soon as possible. I have 2 directory listings for service companies, and I want to get you on there, and I want to get you on my personal list. If customers contact me, I can refer them right over to you, and we can get these customers taken care of quickly. And you've got constant service calls. I have a lot of customer base contacting me for parts every day. So there's always service calls that I can supply you. And I have customers constantly asking, and that's what I need to do is get this list together of service companies, especially nationwide in their local areas, but also worldwide. Okay? All right. Once again, my name is Michael Riley, and ABA Appliance is my business, and I'm a manufacturer, full-line tech. I have a service company. I also have a tech school. If anybody's interested, it's one-on-one tech school, and I have guys that come in all over the world and train one-on-one, and it's actually on-the-job training. It's out on calls. It's not in a classroom. I look forward to talking to you and working with you and making these customers happy and taking care of them like they should be taken care of, and making a lot of money while we're doing it. Okay? All right, take care. We'll talk to you soon. Thanks.